Hi students, thanks for clicking this video. In this video you are going to learn about rectification of errors which do not affect trial balance. Come, let's discuss rectification of errors which do not affect trial balance. These errors are committed in two or more accounts, at least two accounts or two or more accounts. Such errors are also known as two-sided errors. So these kind of errors will be called as two-sided errors. So two-sided errors will not affect trial balance, because every debit have corresponding credit. So if credit side also did not write and debit side also did not write, means complete omission it is, isn't it? How it will affect trial balance? Definitely it will not affect, right? And they can be rectified by recording a journal entry giving the correct debit and credit to the concerned accounts. By giving correct debit and credit, that errors will be rectified very easily. For example, complete omission to record an entry in the books of original entry. It is complete omission. The transaction is fails to record completely. So this will not affect trial balance. For an example, I will show you here. Credit sales to Mohan. Credit sales to Mohan rupees 10,000 were not recorded in the sales book. This is an error of complete omission. It affects the Mohan's account has not been debited and sales account has not been credited. So here Mohan's account also it is not affected. Sales account also it is not affected, which means Mohan account is not debited. Sales account is not credited. Accordingly, recording usual entry for credit sales will rectify the errors, because we didn't prepare any journal entry for this kind of transaction. If it is prepared, no errors will be, right? So it is complete omission. So we should write a journal entry for it. Mohan account debtor 10,000 rupees to sales 10,000 rupees. It is a credit sales. Credit sales, we offer 10,000 worthable product to Mr. Mohan. So Mohan's account will be debited to sales. To Mohan we sold out, and Mohan's account will be debited by 10,000. Sales account should be credited by 10,000. If it is complete omission, they fails to record it. By giving the original entry called journal entry, it will be rectified very easily. This is the first example. And second example, wrong recording of transaction in the books of accounts. Wrong recording of transaction in the books of accounts. Come to the second one. Credit sales to Mohan 10,000 rupees were recorded 1,000 rupees in the sales book. See, wrongly they have recorded. Instead of writing 10,000 rupees, they have written only 1,000 rupees. This is an error of commission. Already we have discussed what is the error of commission, error of omission, and partly commission, partly omission, and errors of principles and everything. The effect of wrong recording is shown below. How they have recorded? Look at this. Actually, that credit sales offered to Mr. Mohan is 10,000 rupees. But the 10,000, instead of writing 10,000, they written only 1,000 rupees. It is wrong recording. Errors of commission they lived. So what was the journal entry? Mohan account at 1,000 rupees and the sales account credited 1,000 rupees. Mohan account at 1,000 rupees, sales account credited 1,000 rupees. But actually correct entry is Mohan account debited by 10,000 rupees and the sales account should be credited by 10,000 rupees. It is the actual entry, correct entry. And rectifying entry, which is error correcting entry, rectification errors, isn't it? We are studying about rectification of errors. So rectifying entry we should prepare. Now that Mohan's account has to be given additional debit by 9,000. Already Mohan account is debited by 1,000 rupees instead of 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 minus 1,000 is equal to 9,000 should be debited more in Mohan account, isn't it? So Mohan's account should be debited by 9,000. At the same time, sales account should be credited by 9,000, isn't it? See, and sales account has to be credited with additional amount 9,000 rupees. It is a rectifying error. Rectifying entry it is Mohan account debtor 9,000 rupees, sales account creditor 9,000 rupees. I hope you understood. Actual entry for this transaction, credit sales to Mohan 10,000 rupees. The transaction is this, what they have given in the center place. Correct effect for that entry is Mohan account debited 10,000 and sales account should be credited by 10,000. It is the correct entry. But instead of writing 10,000, they written 1,000. That is wrong over here. It is errors of commission. By writing this rectification entry, we are compensating these errors. Can you understand now? If you are reading only examples, you cannot understand. So whatever they have given, you should compare with the journal entries with examples. Then only you can understand very clearly. I have for you one more examples for errors of commission. Here in the first errors of commission, 9,000 rupees less they have debited, isn't it? And here, credit sales offered to Mohan is 10,000 rupees were recorded 12,000 rupees. Instead of writing Mohan's account 10,000, they written 12,000 rupees. Isn't it? So in this situation, look at this. It is the journal entry actually what they have drawn. Instead of 10,000, 12,000 rupees they have written. Mohan account debtor to sales account 12,000 rupees. Actual entry, you know very clearly, it is Mohan account debtor to sales account only 10,000 rupees. It is actual entry, original entry and everything. But it is going to be rectified by crediting Mohan's account by 2,000. This also errors of commission, you know that, because figures are wrong. It is mismatched. Instead of writing 10,000, they written 12,000, isn't it? So 2 more thousand extra debited in Mohan's account. Extra debited means he is extra liable for 2,000 rupees. If we are doing opposite entry, that will be compensated, isn't it? So rectification entry will be sales account debtor to Mohan's account 2,000 rupees. Sales account debtor to Mohan account 2,000 rupees. Now Mohan is receiving 2,000 rupees, isn't it? Can you understand it? See here, extra debited, Mohan bearing more risk, 2 more thousands, already 10,000, it's the original entry, 2 more thousand he is bearing the risk now. Now 2,000 goes to Mohan. Opposite entry we done to rectify the errors. We cannot strike out this and that after prepare the journal entries. That is unfair. So instead of that, we can open another one original entry. We can prepare another one original entry, that is rectification entry, sales account debtor to Mohan account. The next one, complete omission of posting to the wrong account on the correct side. Complete omission of posting to the wrong account on the correct side. Complete omission. Come to this. Here, complete omission on wrong account, correct side. Look at this. Credit sales to Mohan 10,000 rupees was correctly recorded in the sales book but was posted to Ram's account. Instead of debiting into Mohan's account, they debited Ram's account. Ram is third party. So instead of debiting Mohan's account, how Ram will be liable for Mohan's debt? So Ram is bearing the risk instead of Mohan, isn't it? So this is errors of commission. The effect of wrong posting has been. So actually entry have written like this, Ram's account debtor to sales account 10,000 rupees. But we didn't sell to Ram. We sold only to Mohan. So actual entry is Mohan's account debtor to sales account. This is the correct entry. So compensating entry, which is the rectification entry, we are going to write over here. Mohan's account should be debited by 10,000 and Ram's account should be credited by 10,000. After written the journal entry, we cannot strike out. So that rectification entry we should draw. So we should do journalizing opposite rectification entries. That is Mohan account debtor to Ram account. Easily errors are rectified now. Can you follow me? Can you understand me? Next one. I have another one example for you. Errors of principle. Errors of principles. Look at this. And errors of principles. Errors of principles also. I have another one example for you. Errors of principles. Rent paid rupees 2,000 wrongly shown as payment to landlord in the cash book. In the cash book, we returned wrongly. We paid to landlord wise. So actually we drawn the entry landlord's account debtor to cash account. Landlord's account debtor to cash account we drawn the entries. But original entry is rent account debtor to cash account. Correct entry is rent account debtor to cash account. It is wrong entry. But we cannot strike out after written the entry. So instead of that, we are going to write rectification entry. The rectification entry is rent account debtor to landlord account rupees 2,000. So now error is rectified. Can you get my point? Now error is rectified. And apart from this, what they have given, let's discuss. The rectification process essentially involves. So what it is involves? First ever, cancelling the effect or wrong debit or credit by reserving it. We should cancel first ever. Then restoring the effect of correct debit or credit. Restoring the effect of correct debit and credit. Actually, what entries they have written, whether it is correct or wrong. First ever we should analyze it. We should judge about it. Then we should write the perfect entry for the transactions. Then only we can identify the deviations with the help of perfect entry and wrong entry. Only can write the rectify entry. So without perfect entry, without wrong entry, we cannot write rectification entry. So we are analyzing, we are comparing the both perfect entry with wrong entry. Then how much amount should be debited and how much amount should be credited in what accounts. Can you understand me? I hope you understood. And next one, restoring the effect of debit and credit, that also. For this purpose, we need to analyze the error in terms of the effect on the accounts involved, which may be sought debit or credit in the account. Sought debit or credit in the account. You know that already have discussed over here. Sought debited. Instead of debiting 10,000 rupees, we debited only 1,000 rupees. It is sought debit. For this purpose, we need to analyze the error in terms of the effect on the accounts involved, which may be sought debit or credit in accounts. Sought debit or credit in accounts, or excess debit or credit in accounts. For example, I showed you already here, instead of debiting 10,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees only debited in Mohan's account. It is sought debit and sought credit. And another one example I showed you already, instead of debiting 10,000 rupees in Mohan's account, 12,000 rupees is debited. It is excess debited. At the same time here, excess credited by 12,000 rupees. So sought debit and sought credit, excess debit or excess credit. We should analyze first ever where the mistake is. Then after analyzed, rectification entry we should write. After analyze the mistake, you know very well clearly how to write the perfect entry for the transactions. After written the perfect entry, we are going to write rectification entry, debiting the account with sought debit or with excess credit. Both are same only. Sought debit and excess credits, we are going to debit it. Sought debit and excess credit. Can you understand my words? Sought debit and excess credit, which means debit is less, credit is more. Anyway, both are same. Can you get my point? At the same, crediting the account with excess debit with sought credit. Excess debit, sought credit. These both are same. So that we are going to credit it. If debit is sought, credit is excess, that we are going to debit it because credit is lot. If we are debited that account, the credit will become less. Can you get my point now? At the same time, crediting the account with excess debit or sought credit. Excess debit or sought credit. That we are going to credit it. Which means sought credit or excess debit. If we are crediting that money, the debit will reduce. Already it was excess debit. If we are crediting excess money, the debit will reduce. Opposite relationship. Can you get my point now? So this is what we done. If you understood all the 5 problems what we have discussed now, easily you can complete this chapter.